Yes, hello there, Dr. John here. My goal today is to talk to you about the concept of headwing. Dr. Moon, 30 years ago, talked about headwing, and he really talked about and shared the concept that we're heading towards a world of polarization. And this is clearly was an amazing prediction 30 years ago that we're heading towards this polarization of left and right, and I'm right, you're wrong. And of course, when we look at the world today and how social media influencers look at the world and certainly promote their brand in the world, we can see that they're really drawing on this polarization to develop their popularity and their brand. Headwing, on the other hand, has to do with a common humanity identity approach, and that is that we start from the position that we are human beings, that we could even say one family, one human family on this small planet of ours in the cosmos. We start from the position that we share a common humanity and common suffering and common experiences. And so therefore, when we look at the situation with the Palestinian situation right now, we see tremendous human suffering. And we see human suffering on both sides, on the Palestinian side and on the Jewish side. So what are we seeing in the media is most of us just feel overwhelmed by this polarization of us versus them. They're evil and we're good. We should destroy them, and they know we need to destroy the other, the opponent. But the question has to be, and I'm sure in the vast majority of people's minds, is that what if the Palestinians and Jews got together to find a solution? And that, of course, is the big question. So what is occurring right now, and that's what I'm trying to put this video together series for you, is that there's a polarization of the public, of the mass public, into this common enemy identity politics, this us versus them mindset. It is our job to counter that. Not to draw on one side or the other, but to look at how we can do something to help our common humanity and common problems. Alexander Solzhenitsyn was a famous intellectual that was put in the Soviet Gulag, which is the Soviet prison system during communism. And he reflected himself he had a personal reflection about good and evil. And he said this, if only it were so simple, if only there were evil people somewhere committing evil deeds that were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us, that would be the solution, he said. If only it was that easy, let's find these evil people, separate them, and destroy them. But he said the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. So we have to recognize that there's good and bad on all sides, and that we are all struggling with this issue. So the media and politicians right now rely on this common enemy. They rely on this us versus them to promote their cause and get attention. We see this all over the world. So what's the outcome of this? And this causes them and the public to lose a sense of value that we share and what binds us as a people. So think about that. So this us versus them, if only we could get rid of this evil people, we'd all be fine. This evil group or this evil side. This sort of mindset lets us forget our sense of value that we share as human beings, that binds us as people. So there are many reasons for this polarization, and there are certain studies that have been done and books written about it. Certainly parents have been influencing their children to think that way. And, partisan politics and nationalism has caused polarization. And certainly the rise of populism, which we see in the world today. So how do we move forward? How do we do this? And that is that we change our mindset. We have to realize that neither the left wing or the right wing or your side and my side have the answers. We need a different movement now. We need a call for sanity, for a call for our common humanity, which can bring us together and find a way forward. So the long-term benefits of this is that we need to find a commitment to truth. So no longer ideological positions are enough in the world. We need to find a commitment to the truth, to listen, to be open, to find shared truth and shared values, and also to look for personal change. It's not enough to protest against one group or another. We must go forward and find shared values and bring change within ourselves. Thank you for listening.